And good morning. How you guys doing today? So I wanted to do an updated teaching on our New York midnight opening price, midnight protraction, uh, style of trading. Okay. And me personally, I really love really simple concepts. And the reason why I bring this up more than once is because I see the typical trader who may have found ICT's like 2022 mentorship too early or found another resources like that or other resources like that. And it makes the novice confused and scared. Why is that? It's because there's nothing wrong with the 2022 model, but the only problem is that for somebody who's brand new to the market, it's so many moving parts before you are able to understand what the narrative is doing. You need to find liquidity, which one's going to be taken out for buy or sell stops. Then you need a displacement plus a fair value gap. You need the time to be good. Have to measure your OTE, measure the target. It's too many moving parts. When in reality, you can have, again, not one concept is vastly different from the other. They can be, but not all of them require so much information to work. Damn, I'm like smoking a joint right now instead of a backwood, but these things be going out. I dislike it. But my joint rolling skills are really good. There we go. So, what I like to do is I wanted to give you guys a tool, okay? And then I also wanted to talk on why this is a really good week if you're using midnight, okay? So, real quick, from the maker of this indicator, his name is DMN, and he's really good. Um, and for a dramatic value, I'm gonna let you know now. I recorded this damn video probably 2 to 3 times before you're watching this. The exact same fucking lecture I've done probably 3 fucking times. So hopefully this video works this go. If you're hearing me talk right now, thank God that this worked. All right. Third time's a charm. All right. So when we're here, right, ICT talks on again time and price being really important. And when you start to look into midnight, you could do some really cool stuff here. Now, this indicator is not a gold back indicator, but it's made by the same person. You already know if I take a pause, this would be hit the weed. Relax. So, DMN is his name, okay? He makes what's called the ICT toolkit. This right here, you have a bunch of really cool features that you can use for a certain model or not. And we're not going to use any of this stuff for this video. And you can see I actually have my CBDR checked off, my flout checked off, boxing history. Also my Asia range, which is AR, boxing history are all off. Now again, you come down here, right? You have levels and lines. And so what you can do is, I don't keep none of this shit on, not at all. All this stuff, take it off. You don't need any of it. All I really need is this midnight line and the history line. So right now, this would just do, if I turn off history, it's only going to give me the current one. That makes sense? But if you want to go and study or you want to go look day by day, right? Exactly. Now, I've also mentioned that if you're trading ES or you're trading futures at all, obviously we're not staying super long. So these models are meant for you to be days range, session range, okay? So you're not going to be a certain style trader um and can't find like value in using midnight. All right. The reason why I give a fuck about this little midnight line, all right? A lot of people who when they highlight midnight, they typically do it vertical. It's not a bad thing, but I'll show you why horizontal is a lot better. All right. Now, I wanted to come down here and again throw in my first vertical line. And I just want to pop back up real quick. Okay. One sec. So when we're operating, right? And again, just real quick, like because we're on this week, which is an important week. I want to talk about again how important and significant midnight was if you used it during this week, okay? And then not even just like the Friday or the Thursday, but I know the elephant in the room is how the fuck do I catch this thing, right? And my Discord caught this with me. Simple move. Very, very simple move. Okay. Now, you already know I'd start off with this every video. I ain't gonna lie, it's some good ass weed though. And it smells like cookies and cream or like Oreos or like I don't know. It has like this like kind of sweet thing going on. And again, I love backwoods. Yes, you know I smoke the backwood, but I smoke joints in between because I smoke all day. But this is good. I really like us talking about the AMD cycles and the way we kind of play it into it is I just want you guys to just be more in control of the marketplace. Okay. And so realistically, right? Again, we're talking about the AMD X or XAMD on the day, not just a week. Okay. So when we're looking at the week, I'll do that first actually. Here. I'll be annoying. Obviously, I'm gonna give it to you. Point blank period. This is a A. This is a M. Okay. And obviously distribution is a wild ass price swing, right? Obviously. Okay. Wow. Like I said, it literally tastes like cookies and cream. I can't get away from it. It's cool though. I like kind of dig it a little bit, but I feel like I'm not like super into um odd flavors, but this is a pretty good one. Maybe I'll just make a whole channel about like weed and things I like about it. But outside of that, let's get back to what's important. Okay. We talked about this being AMD. Okay. And then X, Friday's retracement, which is TGIF. Okay. And the whole function of Friday, because it's outside of this, I'll be honest, is to just it's the week's retracement. So whatever it did on the week, if Thursday was down, Friday you're gonna find it most likely bullish. Or if you have a Thursday low, this is going to be the creation to the wick of the week or the final wick to then be, ending your weekly candle. Now, watch this. Now, like I said, I put this line in 12 o'clock on the Friday. We're going to do Friday first and go backward throughout the week. And so you can see why these are important. Okay. And again, every single day we're going to mention whether it's AMDX or XAMD starting from Asia, only because this is going to help you when you're operating this midnight concept. Okay. Now, the reason why for ES I'm on the 5 minute instead of the one is because when you get down there, the candles just look like really distorted and not fun. So the 5 and 3 minute chart are sufficient for what we have to do here. Okay. Now, when we're talking about AMDX or XAMD, right? Typically, when we just look at Asia, all we need is to figure out whether Asia was trendy or not. And what I mean by that, I'm not saying like, you know, a couple ticks. No, that's not no fucking trendiness. I'm talking like real trendiness. So like, was Asia? a monster, how it was here, this is a monster Asia session, for example, okay? Not the one I'm talking to when you see like this. This is A. This will be considered an X, okay? Way different, isn't it? This is actually trendy. And this is going to help you out when you're trying this New York concept, because you're not going to be randomly jumping the gun and not knowing it, because you understand how the cycle works. And basically with AMD, bro, you're understanding when things are likely to consolidate, likely to not trend very far, likely to not take any liquidity or take the most liquidity. You're on top of your game because you know the cycle is a certain order. So the same way we can come in and say, hey, Monday is X or A, Tuesday is M, Wednesday is D. So you can come on and again, fuck with the sessions, right? So if we're talking Friday first, going backward, A, M, right? M can easily go the wrong direction and we distribute down. And we have two distribution cycles, so you have both in a row, right? But this is my thing. I don't give a fuck about none of this. But what I do care about is this little pocket of price right here. I love this, bro. And down to our 15, right? And down to a 5. And the reason why I skip around is because I got to show you certain price action. So when we come in and we talk on why I like this small little box down here, like I said, bro, it's way different from a 2022 model where you have so many moving parts to get you into a trade when all you need is a few confluences and to be able to look at the fucking clock. Imagine understanding what price needs to do and all you got to do is look at a watch. You don't got to do all this extra shit. Yes, and I say this all the time to my students. We have some crazy advanced concepts here. Do we have to pull these out every 5 minutes to make some money? No. And you shouldn't want to do the same thing either. The whole point of this is to make your trading easier. So why come into the marketplace if you're a brand new trader? You just learned what a fair value gap or an imbalance was last Thursday. And you're trying to tell me that you're having trouble with the 2022 model because you can't find the right liquidity, the displacement to the fair value gap, and you can't find whether that was an order block or a breaker. Yeah, I get it. It's so much shit going on in your mind that it gives you straight analysis paralysis, regardless of what you truly know that you can verify, which is this right here. If this is midnight candle, right? I want you to think about how a day forms in general. Okay. In fact, let's put it up here. All right. So if this is my up candles are purple now on this, because I have multiple charts. They're all different colors. And you might have noticed that, you might have not noticed it, right? So these ones are purple. Whoops. Wrong tool. And again, wrong tool. There we go. Anyway, trying to make a wick. So you see, I like to draw a lot. This is actually what got me good at trading too. Draw things on your chart when you need to, bro. Get bored. You're an artist. Okay? So come in here, and if you literally need to do this, then do this. There are indicators that you can put on the side. I'll talk about, like my homies put me on, but we'll get to that later. But the biggest thing here is I want you to understand that it's us trying to find this little piece of price action right here. When you open at midnight, right? And let's say it's a bullish day, bullish candle, bullish Asia going into London session, right? All you're looking at is, again, if this is my wick right here on the daily candle, emphasis on that. This is what the price action will look like normally. You're just simply looking at the wick to a daily chart broken down. That's why we extend this midnight line, not just vertical, but horizontal. So when you look at it this way, you're not confused at what you're looking at. The algorithm resets every single day at midnight. This is completely void of whatever's to the left of this. Yes, it's connected because there's things in our puzzle that we can see and use. Again, we took out some liquidity, right? Going into a little after midnight. This is simply what, I mean, honestly, bro, you've seen this video before. Midnight protraction. And that protraction phase is the making of your daily wick, 9 times out of 10. And so a lot of people are used to me talking about, London's 2 to 5 kill zone. And so what you can do is completely open it up. So if you're not used to checking what I'm talking about with AMD cycles on the actual day, that means whether Asia was an X or A, that's going to lead you into knowing when to participate and when not to participate, and what to actually expect from the price action regardless. I'm sick of all this like, hey man, we don't have control over these things. We don't know when it's going to consolidate. That's some bullshit. That's some fucking bullshit. And anyone who's teaching you doesn't know simply enough about what's going on here. And that's unfortunate. Now, I'm not saying it's a certain person or not, but what I'm saying is, if this is so algorithmic and they know it is, why don't you study more parts of how it's doing the same things over and over and find where the real variables are? And this is one of the best ones when we talk about day theory or quarterly theory, right? Where I keep just spamming it, right? I love it. But again, it's not even the main idea, but it's a supporting idea. Remember, I trade like I'm writing a fucking paper, bro. I need a main idea, supporting thesis, and I need a lot of evidence going into my paragraph of trending. The meat and potatoes is this right here. This is midnight extended. This small little price action is you simply trying to catch it on the way. And when you start range expanding, and notice how this is mostly purple, and so is my body, right? And so again, obviously in hindsight, we see how A and your M in London goes nuts. And you have news at 8:30, and then everybody sits there like, oh man, I wish I caught that. I wish I caught that. Yeah, you could have been in, bro. You could have been in, bro. That's what I'm saying. Everybody is so concerned about, you know what? I hear not to trade Asia. I hear not to trade London. I need to just wait for New York. No, the fuck you don't. You need to understand what a day looks like. And you know what's funny is everyone who even trades like this, right? They start to get wind of what I say about this, and they get too excited. And they say, "Yo, well, I caught it at midnight. You know, crazy RR. I went to step away from my computer. By the time I got to like 10, 11 o'clock, I thought it was just going to go all day. You told me, Jay, this was going to be low in a day. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. You got to be more understanding of what we talk about here. We talk about London being high or low of the day. And this is why I'm starting from the end of the week and going backward. So you can understand where I'm going with these smaller variables. And no, it's not difficult. Don't do that. You keep telling yourself trading is hard, you're going to trade like it. Trading is not very hard. It's either you have the right access to the right information or you don't. And you either practice the right stuff or you don't. It's like any other thing in life. Like if you're a skateboarder, how I am, bro, and someone teaches you how to kickflip incorrectly, and you go to fucking a 20 stair trying to fucking kick the side of the board going downside instead of learning how to flick the concave of the board to go in an arc type of way, you're not going to learn how to be able to kickflip and catch it in a comfortable way and knowing what to expect every time from it. I used to teach skateboarding too. So like it's me natural to be a mentor in whatever I'm doing. So like it's funny that like I can relate that idea to this. So you're not going to come in and say, you know what? Damn. This is not London, clearly. So I can't really use that here. We are under midnight. And this is, again, 1 o'clock. So this is regular midnight protraction. If we're talking about London delayed protraction, is when we're talking about being above midnight if we're bullish, and we don't go underneath midnight for a protraction phase until 2, like a little after 2. As you can see here, right? We get the first one. So we drop under here a little bit after midnight. Before 2, we're already trending. So your 2 to 5, you're already in motion. Exactly. And so A, M, and your D is your distribution going downside. But you staying for this move and going up here, you can actually trade this. And again, when you get to 8, 9 o'clock, you're going to take majority profits and hold a runner. So if you hit news here, this could fuck some shit up. And although we have higher objectives and we know this is likely going bullish from, if you're in the Discord, I will explain to you why we knew the news was bullish. Not going to do that on this video. Now, again, when you're looking at the midnight, let's get in there. You're simply trying to be a seller or a buyer according to this data, okay? If it's a regular midnight protraction or a London delayed protraction, you're simply trying to be, it's like kind of like a turtle soup kind of setup. It's not always as clean as like that, because right here, you're just focused on if you're above or below midnight at a certain time. You want to be a buyer under midnight. Likely on the daily wick of the candle. Now, the reason why you're paying attention to the time is because if it's a London low, London high, you know that's a great spot to claim that as high low of the day. And if it's not high low of the day, you're met with that in New York, obviously. Okay. But the thing is, this is a great move, and you do not have to wait long or stay long for this. You're done by the time you get to 10, 11 o'clock. You're done trading for the day. You don't have to worry about all this. I mean, yeah, if you understand it's a market maker model, go for it. It's not very difficult. But outside of that, we're talking about just using midnight and why this is so cool. And so, listen, right? Again, here we go. This is a little too trendy, right? So this, somebody just hit me on Discord, but you can see how this is a clear, perfect situation for midnight. And again, I didn't have to throw in a gold back level. I didn't have to do anything confusing or anything special, all right? We don't always have to bring out the big guns. You can simply go and find where you are at a certain time of the day, bro, and run it. Obviously, with some extra compliments, you could add in some extra things, of course. But what I'm saying is, we're talking about a main idea. I'm looking to write the paper of the trade. So if I have a main idea, and that's like midnight, and what we're doing around that time, whether above and below it, either 1 o'clock. Now, I'm not looking to take the trade normally around 1 o'clock if I don't really know a certain cycle, if it's X or A. Like if I'm still trying to figure out if it's X or A, I'll wait. It's not completely dependent on that. Sometimes you can just see the visual of what I'm showing you. So obviously here you have imbalances in certain things if you're comfortable there, right? Okay. And this is what I'm talking about. You have things that are right next to you that give you the most context. And I'm on a 5-minute chart, so I have to be specific. Like PD arrays are time frame specific. So do not come to me and say, well, I didn't see no fair value gap there. That's because you're not flipping through time frames. So this 5-minute fair value gap, again, you can't see this shit from space, bro. So if you're on a daily chart, you're on a, sometimes on a 4-hour, 8-hour chart, you're not going to be able to see this. You need to come down and evaluate. And again, only this one sticks out, and we're not looking at this, right? Why? It's above midnight before we give a fuck about it. And as soon as we get the real clue here, this fills in our understanding of it. This, instead of us being confused about this being a retracement back to this one to sell it off, we know that this is underneath midnight at a good time, so we are bullish, in fact. So this is what makes me biased a certain way. I can actually ignore this gap and look at this as buy-side liquidity instead, which is a correct point of view. A lot of people come in and try to decide, yo, this is, oh my God, I don't know if this is the fair value gap I need to sell from so I could like go down here to liquidity, or, I'm gonna try to sell it down. It kind of works for a second and just I get taken out because you're looking at everything else that doesn't matter except midnight. And you're not thinking about how the algorithm resets every single day at midnight. And like I said, it's not a London trade here. You could simply get in underneath midnight. Now, if you go into London kill zone and you're underneath midnight, this is really helpful for you. That's how you can start snapping if you see a real easy, just a nice expanded day. Right from the wick, body expands and you close. But my thing is here, this is one singular move. I also say this all the time, bro. It's all about time. I say it all the time that it's all about time. I'm stoned, okay? Relax. Don't make fun of me. So when I'm looking at stuff like this, right? Do you notice how I say this all the time? If you're in at 12 or you're in at 1 or 2, you're done at 8. You're done. The next opportunity is going to come between 8 and 11, which is your optimal trade entry. Okay? And it could just very well be a different direction. That's fine. But you need to understand how, again, the whole gem of the video is you being able to use midnight. And if you are a buyer underneath this and simply said, okay, I'm going to target the liquidity, I know that I can likely hold this trade till 8 o'clock. And where you actually end up, and if you keep your eyes open, yes, you can aim at internal liquidity as well, or external as well if you want. And do you make it to this fair value gap? You tell me. Perfect. 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 Right? So I love stuff like that. And again, it's completely you just operating this midnight line. That's it. Now, elephant in the room, obviously, right? Let's talk about this. And like I said, if you're really looking for an expanded day, you see how I drop hints on you all video right before I talk about it. You're telling me you need all these moving parts and I don't? How do we trade this? How do you make yourself available to that? Well, check this out. Check this out. And like I said, bro, this is like my fourth time making this video. I really hope it doesn't get corrupted. It's something in my OBS that will corrupt the file if I'm not careful. Sometimes if I have too many apps open on my computer, obviously it'll do that too. Discord being the one, I'm not gonna lie. Like if I'm on Discord and it's been running all day, or I've been just doing other background processes along with Discord, and I'll make like an hour long video, I'll forget and it'll already be like trying to save my video, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So hopefully you guys actually get to see this video. Oh my God. I mean, regardless, it'll work eventually, but it just sucks that I gotta deal with creator issues like that, right? But we'll get it together. I'm gonna try and sit down and figure it out. I think it's just like me being an asshole about my background processes, but um, again, bro, like when you're looking at stuff like this, right? This is not very difficult. It's really not. I actually want to know something. Like, if I go into the toolkit and I'm on replay mode, like, is it going to, if I take off history, like, is it going to give me the current stuff? Oh, it is. That's dope. Oh, that's so dope. Okay. So this is what I mean, right? Literally just one at a time, bro. You don't have to keep all the ones I have on for this study. So just like this, bro, you're literally looking at a 15-minute chart and you're just, I'm a London trader and I just get up and trade New York. That's just, I've done it for years, just how I'm comfortable. Okay. People ask, like, when the fuck do you sleep then? Bro, this is the reason why there's no video yesterday. I slept the entire day, right? So like I catch up on sleep. And especially because I'm like this in distribution cycles for the year. So at Q3 and Q4, I make the bulk of my money throughout the year. You do not, well, me personally, I do not have the same energy in quarterly accumulation and manipulation cycles. I don't have the same energy. I'm much more um restricting my trade time, right? So like I don't like I'm a very routine person in my chart. I don't like to trade a certain cycle. I don't like to trade a certain session. I like when things are low resistance liquidity run on purpose and I can tell. And especially because a lot of people, again, you're going to have moments like this where you see something so simple and you're overthinking it. And this is why I like to give you guys stuff like this according to not just the gold back levels, but again, a simple concept. So again, if this is midnight, right? Pay attention to the time. And again, notice how this is midnight open. We go up, down, up again. I told you before. You want to snap at these, bro? Look at midnight like a natural high or a low, or like a natural equilibrium. That's another way you can kind of think about it. But what's kind of cool about that idea is that again, the way you protract at a certain time of the day. You notice how this is not 1 o'clock. This is 2:30. This is your 3 o'clock. Maybe you thought this was your run to go bullish. You see, you got a super wick here, and you start going downside. Now, this is okay. If it takes you 2 attempts to get in, bro, accept it. Don't bitch. You're not going to get this thing first try every time. And this is also like, again, bro, I relate everything to skateboarding. I'm used to that shit, bro. I don't land tricks first try all the time. I do not care, bro. I'm gonna eventually land it, and I know I'm gonna land it because we understand the skill that we have. So if you already learned the trick, bro, nobody can tell you just because you walk up on my session and see me missing a trick 2 times, and you're gonna try and explain to me how to do it. My guy, I know how to do the trick. I just haven't done it. So I'm not gonna get discouraged when I get stopped out here. I'm gonna understand why I got stopped out, and that's gonna lead you into greatness, my guy. Do you see what I'm saying? You lead yourself again right into a PD array. And now you complete, and again, the checklist, right? Let's give ourselves a checklist. Above midnight. We have into a sell side fair value gap. You also have it's just 315, so we have a London high or London high expected. Okay. We also have what? We have, since we're above midnight, we need to be looking for sells. We also have clear sell side liquidity here, sell side liquidity here. So we have clear targets. Okay. Oh, we also have and again, 2022 model. Even if people are like, hey man, this placement with the fair value gap is right there. That's not too much for me. I'm not saying it is. But what I'm saying is there's a lot of people who just started ICT and they're getting overwhelmed because they're also trying to learn how the 2022 model works. They're also trying to learn if they're in a premium or a discount without any real help with that. They're also trying to figure out if the buy side fair value gap or the sell side fair value gap is the one. They don't know which candle's the order block. They have no concept of time. And they have analysis paralysis. I'm giving you a simple way to have a confluence on this time of the day. And again, even if you're not trading this session, you can go back and look at the session this way. And my bad, I'm like playing Hogwarts Legacy right now. And people ask me all the time like how I do that. Because I'll literally be teaching, trading, live streaming, and be playing video games while I'm talking to you. And that's because like I can multitask, my guy. That's what I do. So when I'm in this area, right? Sell side liquidity, right? We have all these things perfectly combined. And I'll even give you a gem by the end of this so you can really, really get to it. Okay. And watch this. Again, being above midnight into a SIBI, London high expected. And there's so many reasons to sell this thing. But this is the real important thing. We know that London makes your high low of the day. So this right here, we can look at this to be a real long term. Okay? Real long term. The time is great here. It's after 3. So when this starts melting and fucking melting, right? Do you feel what I'm saying? It's going to melt all damn day. That thing is gone, bro. London is your low high of the day. New York's not going to give a fuck about this thing. And you're also on a distribution day if you talked about A, M, and then D. So you just find the real direction. Even if, again, like I said, if it takes you 2 attempts, 3 attempts, I don't care, bro. You make yourself available. So even if you took a little $500 little loss in there, right? Whatever. Who cares? Run that bitch down and make 10 racks. Literally. Go for it. You have to understand about the certain cycle that you're trading. That's what's going to lead you into, should I hold longer? Should I start scalping more or not? There's no way you have to sit there and, oh, damn. Oh my God. Oh, no, no. Dude, I'm trying to get this one spell and like I'm so close to it. Like I'm trying to get all the like the forbidden like oh, I don't even know if can I even say that on YouTube? Like I'm sure I can, but like dude, I'm not even going to try and chance that. Like um I really want to get like all the darker spells I can use. But like I mean, this game is kind of cool because I mean, number one, the story's great. But if you haven't played Hogwarts Legacy, I suggest you fucking go do that. It's an incredible game. I can't even spoil it to be honest, but I really think it's one of the best Harry Potter games ever created, and I've played all of them. Chamber of Secrets is still it will forever be my favorite Harry Potter game, but I will say Hogwarts Legacy is up there. But I'm not gonna lie, I might even just play Chamber of Secrets right after this because I love that game, dude. But this is what I'm telling you guys. Like this midnight model, you do not need a lot of moving parts. You're either above midnight at the right time or you're below it. And the whole idea is us expecting what? Simply just how you're trading the open high lows close of a candle. That's all you're doing. And you're just using this midnight line to understand where you are in the daily candle. So if I have a what my candles are white, okay, cool. So again, what do we say? This is my midnight line extended. All we did was what? We opened. Imagine letting a wick take you out one time before a real range expansion and missing all this because you decided to give up because that was bullish for 15 minutes. Imagine that. Yeah, I'd be mad too, my guy. I understand. You've done it so many times in your career. Now you understand, like, you know what, bro? Damn, if I would have just looked at this given the correct POV. And why do you think it needs to come up at the end of the day? To make a damn bottom wick to your daily candle. That's it, bro. That's it. What do you think you need to do that for? This shit's not random. It's just simply one day. And you're getting anxious about every little candle in here for no damn reason. Let me hold on. Let me just appreciate my artwork real quick. Just just take a second. Really think about what I said, because I'm trying to beat this boss right now. I'll be honest, being lazy. So, bro, this is why people tell me that like I'm the most hilarious teacher, bro. I'll teach you the most accurate shit and in the most like wildest way. It's not even because I'm looking to be entertaining on YouTube. It's just my personality style, bro. I don't take this shit very like seriously because you have to learn how to have fun in the actual chart, bro. If you're having no fun in your trading, bro, that is on you. We are here every single day. We love this shit, bro. So why not make your day job fucking hilariously fun? Name liquidity funny words. Teach your kids how to do this. Learn how to have more fun with your friends in the chart. Be more accurate in terms of the algorithm. Time shit. Don't just expect shit randomly, bro. I don't subscribe to that shit on YouTube. They're like, well, we don't know when it's going to consolidate. Yes, the fuck we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do, bro. We know exactly when it's going to manipulate and distribute. It's not a secret no more. If this was 2002, I probably would have been saying the same thing. But it's not. This is the future of trading, and you either get with it or you get lost, bro. I'm sorry. We be knowing shit, bro. We be knowing. And I can talk like that because I'm an asshole. I say it all the time. I just want you guys to understand more about the chart, man, and understand more things about yourself. And so you can do these things. You can hold for an entire day and understand why, you know? And so obviously, we can talk about the Tuesday, we can talk about the Monday. But what I want to do here also, I just want to show you something. Okay. If you're familiar, right? We have liquidity coming up pretty soon on the channel. But what I do want to just show you real quick. Motherfucker. There we go. So what I'm looking at, right? Let me go back. Okay. There we go. All right. And so we're looking at this here. If you really wanted to know, I'm just giving a small gem here. If you really wanted to know that it was this fair value gap, right? Again, you do not have to be out of the loop with that. What is this? Accumulation macro is what it says on the top here. I don't give a fuck about the actual title. I just want you to give a fuck about the time, because understanding the macro is key. This is your 2:33 to 3 o'clock macro. Now, if you're in my Discord, you also understand why 2:33 specifically is a great time. Just if you're forgetting from the stuff that we post in there, just think real quick about 2 and 33. Just really quick, right? Okay. I'm not going to talk on that very much further on why, but we understand like the macro here is what is the spooling to the PD array that causes the next massive move. So it's not you taking the macro and saying, "Oh shit, like the macro's bullish, like I gotta trade up." No, 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 that's not it. The macro is going to lead you into the actual PD array that you're going to use for sales. This is the best entry, and your macro here is going to do it for you. You don't have to get anxious on when this shit's going to start. You don't have to be anxious on how long or when the wick is going to be forming, opposed to your range expansion start. London is going to start that range expansion, bro. You can get in right on London. If you don't trust it, you want to wait, and you need another fair value gap, just take this lower one, okay? Or if you missed that gap at the top, just take lower one, okay? Okay, all right. And look, what does this do? There's probably another order block or fair value gap up here on your 1 minute you can take, and just trade it down, bro. You don't have to be out the loop, okay? So I just wanted to tap in with you guys and give you. I'll do another teaching about this. I'll make sure we do more than one, just to show you some more examples. So this was a really fun video, but I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'm about to get some breakfast, so hopefully this video doesn't corrupt and shit. If it does, fuck it. I'll see you guys in the next one.